What's up, all you cool cats and kittens? So I talk a lot about making old fashions, but I didn't realize until I became a bartender just how simple it was. It's almost like a this and that drink, but it's mostly about technique and not about any fancy ingredients. Most people probably don't have bitters at home, but it's a worthy investment. Now, just so you know, during Corona season, I know my face cut off, but I'm going to see the alcohol instead. This little tiny bottle of bitters cost me $20 when it normally costs between 6 and 8, maybe 10. $20, only $2 less than the fucking liquor. Anyway, I'm making an old fashioned. One of my favorite drinks. It's my go-to whenever I go out. If I go to a bar and I can trust the bartender knows how to make it. I've seen some pretty bad old fashions. Now, there's a lot of different variations on this drink. I don't like muddled old fashions. Typically, you have a cherry and an orange slice with a sugar cube or simple syrup, and you muddle. I don't like shit in my drink. Pardon my French. It's about 2 ounces of liquor. I free pour because this is my liquor, not a bar, so it's my inventory. I don't have to measure, and I don't have a pour spout. I just kind of look at it. Looks like enough to me. So about 2 ounces of whiskey. I'm using Four Roses bourbon because that's kind of also a go-to for me. I always have on the bar. Normally, I like a lot of bitters in my old fashioned. I like the spice of it, but typically you only want a few dashes, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Because this bottle is so expensive, I'm only using 3 dashes. Okay, 4, whatever. And even though I don't like sweet drinks in general, I do like my old fashions on the sweeter side. So this is just some homemade simple syrup I made, equal parts sugar, water, and heat it up. I would say no more than a quarter ounce in any old fashioned. Typically just a splash, but if you're gonna measure, probably no more than a quarter ounce. And that's it. That's all of it. Typically you'd add a cherry in here or an orange and muddle, but again, I don't muddle at all. This is all I do. And then I add my ice. And this is just, oh, I forgot. I need a spoon. This is just to stir. Typically for an old fashioned, I'm only stirring to do 2 things: to chill the drink and to dilute it, because the 4th ingredient is actually water. The water from the ice, that is. I mean, you have a little water from the simple syrup, but it's mostly water from the ice. You just want to chill it and then to dilute it a bit to make it into an actual cocktail. But if you just did the whiskey, the simple syrup, and the bitters, it'll be pretty intense flavor. So again, all about technique. I can build this in the glass I'm going to drink from. That's just as good. But if you're say you're using like some pretty big bar rocks, today I'm using 2 spheres. They're kind of big, not too small. So I'm using 2 because they're kind of on the small side. I wouldn't want to stir with these because I want to keep these intact, just to keep my drink chilled. So I'm using regular ice from the freezer. Typically, I stir at least 35 rotations. If I want it to be a little weaker so I can drink it and enjoy it more, then I'd stir a little longer. And I'm just straining if I can make this fit into my glass. Then we have an old fashioned. Now, one of the major parts of an old fashioned for me, what I love about old fashions is an express orange peel, because with every sip you get this intense flavor and aroma of the orange oil. So simply take an orange peel, I express it over the glass. You see the oils kind of fall on top of the cocktail, so you know it's a fresh orange. and then I rub it around the rim of the glass. And so whichever angle I'm drinking from, at every sip, I'm going to get this burst of orange flavor in the sip and as an aroma. And for me, that's what makes an old fashioned really proper. I don't really care about cherries. Some people like cherries or cherry juice, like brandied cherries. I don't. Just give me the orange peel, and we're good. Cheers. That is good. I could have put a little more sugar in here, simple syrup, but if I were making this at the bar, they would like this. My personal preference is a little more sugar.